Past President Abdul Hadi Awang was asked about Bersatu's position in Perikatan Nasional today. Stay tuned for his response. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has announced the dates for the Johor and Negeri Sembilan state election. All this and more on KiniNews. Past President Abdul Hadi Awang is set to launch former Bersatu Deputy President Hamzah Zainudin's Reset Convention in Tanah Merah, Kelantan tomorrow. Hadi's speech to an expected thousands of attendees was announced today by organisers behind the Reset Convention, as well as through past channels.
When contacted, Tasik Gelugur MP Wan Saiful Wanjan told Malaysia Kini that Hadi had accepted the invitation without hesitation. Separately, Hadi's political secretary, Shahir Sulaiman, said Hamzah had met with the Marang MP at his Rusila residence and personally received a nod. Without elaborating, he added that there will be an important announcement. When asked for comments on the matter today, this was what Hadi had to say.
Ada perjumpaan dengan kumpulan riset di sini.
Besok ada milih di Tanah Merah.
Okey.
InsyaAllah saya akan umumkan beberapa perkara itu.
So maknanya semalam memang betul ada perjumpaan?
Ya, ada perjumpaan.
Tapi tak ada isu apa-apa lah?
Tak ada.
Cik ada sekali ke esok dekat majlis esok di Tanah Merah?
Saya akan ada. Besok ada milih Tanah Merah, lepas tu hari Rabu mesyuarat pusat di Kuala Lumpur. Akan ada keputusan lah kita akan buat.
Meanwhile, as speculation grows over new political alignments, two Bersatu leaders have rejected talk of the party rejoining Pakatan Harapan. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, Bersatu Youth Information Chief Haris Idaham Rashid dismissed claims that the party is negotiating a return to Harapan.
Haris said a return to Pakatan Harapan is not something Bersatu is considering at the moment. He added that the party wants to maintain its position as a centre-right Malay Bumiputra party representing PN. According to Haris, that political identity has defined Bersatu since 2020. Bersatu Information Chief Tun Faisal Ismail Aziz echoed Haris's view on the party's ideological stand. He said Bersatu can be categorized as a Malay Bumiputra centre-right party, although the description of it as a pragmatic and inclusive Malay nationalist party may more accurately reflect its identity within the Malaysian political context. Tun Faisal also rejected suggestions that Bersatu could leave PN. He said Bersatu played a central role in creating and managing the coalition from its early days. He added that the party intends to contest the upcoming elections using the PN logo. He also questioned PAS's commitment to PN, citing reports that PAS is exploring an informal electoral understanding with UMNO in Johor.
Back to Hadi, the past president defended his party's decision to end ties with Bersatu and outlined several claims to justify the move. In a statement, Hadi described past relations with Bersatu and others as the loosest form of cooperation to form a government outside of an election.
Referring to the Sheraton move, Hadi claimed the process followed proper procedures, but was later exploited by certain individuals for personal prominence. He also accused Bersatu of straying from an original shared purpose, focused on the unity of the Ummah. According to him, Bersatu tried to weaken PAS's role in exploring political change and sought to make PAS appear foolish by preventing the participation of more parties such as Berjasa, Pejuang, Iman and Putra. Looking back at the 2022 general election, Hadi also accused Bersatu of being greedy during seat negotiations. He said claims were made without proper consideration of candidate quality, party machinery strength, and actual membership numbers. He added that it resulted in PAS members carrying out voluntary work, as though they were forced labor, on behalf of candidates who lacked qualifications and had no machinery of their own. Hadi also criticized Bersatu's handling of internal disputes, including actions taken after the removal of former Deputy President Hamzah Zainudin. He claimed many active members and MPs were suspended, expelled, or left the party, which could weaken PN and damage its reputation. Eventually, he said PAS's Shura Council, scholars and political observers reviewed the situation before the party leadership agreed on Monday to end ties with Bersatu.
In response, a Bersatu leader accused Hadi of making inaccurate claims about PN's stance on cooperation with other political parties. Bersatu Information Chief Tun Faizal Ismail Aziz said that Hadi's allegation that Bersatu had weakened PAS role within PN and blocked the participation of other parties in the coalition was simply not true.
In a statement today, he questioned how PAS could claim its role was weakened when it held the positions of PN Chairperson, Deputy Chairperson, Secretary General, Treasurer, Information Chief, and Youth Chief. Tun Faizal also took aim at PN Chairperson Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar, arguing that many internal issues remain unresolved under the PAS Vice President's leadership. According to him, delays in calling for meetings, making decisions, and implementing resolutions reflected weaknesses in leadership rather than any attempt by Bersatu to sideline PAS. He argued that Samsuri's effectiveness was constrained because key decisions ultimately required the approval of Hadi and PAS's Shura Council. Tun Faizal also rejected Hadi's claim that Bersatu had prevented other Malay Muslim parties from joining PN. He said the Coalition Supreme Council had agreed to pursue electoral pacts with non-member parties seeking cooperation with PN, rather than immediately admitting them as component parties.
With PAS and Bersatu ending their political cooperation, the spotlight is now on the future of Perikatan Nasional. Both parties had previously stated that they intend to remain in PN. However, questions have been raised over whether either party could leave or be expelled from the coalition.
When asked about the matter today, PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang stated that any decision on a party's position in PN would follow the coalition's constitutional process. He told reporters that any move to admit or expel a party from PN would require majority support from coalition members. This means Gerakan and MIPP could play a key role in determining whether Bersatu remains part of PN. Hadi's comments came after PAS ended its political cooperation with Bersatu, creating uncertainty over the coalition's future. It was previously reported that PN Supreme Council is expected to meet next week to discuss Bersatu's future within the coalition. The meeting is also expected to consider whether former Bersatu Deputy President Hamzah Zainudin and a group of former Bersatu MPs should be admitted into PN. Next week's meeting could prove to be a turning point for the coalition. The question is no longer whether PAS and Bersatu have split, but what the fallout will mean for PN.
Next, we have an update on the Johor and Negeri Sembilan state elections. The Election Commission has announced the important dates for the elections.
Berikut adalah tarikh-tarikh penting bagi PRU Dewan Negeri Johor ke-16. Bagi maksud menjalankan PRU Dewan Negeri Johor ke-16, SPR telah menetapkan tarikh-tarikh penting seperti berikut. Tarikh keluar writ pada 12 Jun 2026. Hari penamaan calon 27 Jun 2026, hari undi awal 7 Julai 2026 dan hari mengundi pada 11 Julai 2026. Tarikh-tarikh penting bagi PRU Dewan Negeri Negeri Sembilan ke-16. Bagi maksud menjalankan PRU Dewan Negeri Negeri Sembilan ke-16, SPR telah menetapkan tarikh-tarikh penting seperti berikut. Tarikh keluar writ 12 Jun 2026, hari penamaan calon pada 18 Julai 2026, hari undi awal pada 28 Julai 2026 dan hari mengundi pada 1 Ogos 2026.
When asked why both elections are not conducted simultaneously, Ramlan cited logistical considerations, training of election personnel, and the level of operational preparedness as the main reasons. Bernama reported him as saying that the machinery in Negeri Sembilan requires a longer preparation period after the unexpected dissolution of the State Legislative Assembly. When asked about claims that the dissolution of the Negeri Sembilan State Legislative Assembly was invalid, Ramlan said the matter is outside the EC's jurisdiction. He reportedly said that the EC sought the Attorney General's Chamber's views on the matter, but no problems or legal issues have been raised yet.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.